What's good, everybody? Gonna give it a second. Before I get started, I'll just give everybody a minute to come in. So, I got up this morning, you know, it's the Leo new moon, right? And I just felt, and I'm sure y'all could feel it, like this energy feels fucking awesome, okay? Like, it really feels great, okay? And I wanted to have a conversation with you guys. I'm out here cleaning, like, my little sitting area. And, you know, I was in the shower, I was washing my hair this morning, and Spirit, I was thinking, like, what am I going to talk about today with the collective Spirit? And Spirit was like, no cards right now. Just go on and paper towel touched my leg, I thought it was a bug. Go on and have a conversation. And then it hit me, right? So last night, you know, I was winding down, right? And, I had been on TikTok, just, you know, like passing the time, looking at some funny shit. And what you call it? This TikTok came through. What's good, Rose? This TikTok came through and it made me laugh, but it also triggered a dream. Okay, and I can't remember the whole dream, so I'm not gonna try to do that. But it triggered a dream that I had, right? And the TikTok was this man. He looked like he might have been intoxicated. You guys might have seen this TikTok. And, you know, he says to someone, whoever's recording, he says, bitch, you thinking too small. Think big, bitch. You thinking small when you need to be thinking big, right? And it made me laugh so hard, but I felt like I heard that in a dream. Okay? And, you know, my spirits, they talk like they curse a lot. Okay? So it triggered me because I was like, oh my God, like, I feel like I remember having that download in a dream, right? And I feel like Spirit, that's what Spirit wants us to talk about, okay? Limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs and the past experiences that we've had. What's good, Joseph? What was that? Oh, I wish I could see. Listen, if somebody puts something negative in the chat, can we just remove it? Okay? But anyway, point being, right, that the things that we've experienced in our life sometimes can cause us to not believe in things that are coming in for us. Okay, so let me see if I can think of an example. Let's say that in your life, listen, Joseph, I really think this is not the vibe you want right now, okay? So, you know, you can continue, but I really feel like this is not what you want to do. Okay, buddy? So anyway, like I was saying, right? Let's say you come from a family where divorce is prevalent, right? And let's say you got married young, right? And what's good, Cheryl? And you know, you got married young and the marriage failed for whatever reason, right? So then, you know, as you're going through your life with that past experience of what marriage looked like in your family and then your own personal experience, you could come to a space in your life where you're like, you know what? Marriage ain't for me, right? But you're thinking small, okay? I'm sure you are, love. I'm sure that's exactly what you're doing, okay? But let me just advise you that if you wanted to keep working, okay, you should knock it the fuck off, all right? All right, if you wanted to keep working, all right, before I tell my guides to make it shrink permanently, okay? So anyway, um point being, right, that we limit ourselves through what we've seen other people experience and what we're experiencing, okay? So I feel like Spirit's message is that the past was more of a, for you to get wisdom, but not for you to be thinking that things are not possible, okay? Because we're in a different timeline. Other people's channel to cause chaos. Okay. Rose, do me a favor and put this person in timeout. Okay, so I feel like what Spirit's trying to say, right? The past is gonna try to test you in some way to see if you're holding on to these limiting beliefs, okay? You know what I'm saying? The past is testing you. Like right now, right? Normally, I would go hard. Y'all seen me go hard a couple times. But I'm going to ignore this person, right? Because Spirit is saying that the things that used to affect us, the things that used to take us out of our frequency, they don't have the power to do that anymore. I mean, can't you feel the vibe? Can't you feel the energy right now? I mean, it's an energy of new beginnings, of rebirth, of preparing for the portal, right? 8-8, Lionsgate, right? So here we are. And you know, like I want to say in the last week, a lot of people that I have around me were experiencing drama. And I was telling them, like, you know what? This drama, it's like a last clearing away. It's something that you need to do so that the fresh beginning, like it's like throwing up the last of not only the limiting beliefs, but the last of the regurgitation of the past, right? So let's talk about relationships for a minute, because you know Leo has a strong effect on relationships, right? So let's talk about relationships for a minute. Oftentimes when there's an incident that happens in a relationship, right, when we get into other disagreements, the same issues come up. So let's say you're fighting about the laundry, but a year and a half ago, there was an incident that involved somebody else and it gave you a bad taste in your mouth. You maybe didn't know that, you know, actually something happened, but it stayed with you, right? You get into that fight over the laundry, guess what comes up? Even though that don't got shit to do with the laundry, right? So this season that we just closed out with this full moon in Capricorn was very much about throwing up the rest of like the hidden or subconscious thoughts that we were having about replaying shit that don't serve us, that ain't part of this new timeline, okay? And I feel like now is when we start to feel freed, where we start to feel unencumbered, okay? So I feel like you know, I wanted to come on and see, you know, how you guys are feeling. I got some of my regulars, they hit me up all new moons and full moons, right? And a lot of the texts that came through this morning was like, I feel great, right? Like Tony the Tiger. right? And this is, lion season. So, hear me roar, right? There's this energy of feeling a lot of empowerment. All right. So I'm curious to see how you guys are feeling. What's going on for you? How did you wake up this morning? Because I woke up like I'm getting after it, right? And it actually started for me last night. Yes, exactly. What's good, Tawanda, right? I feel so empowered, right? And it actually started for me last night. Wednesdays is usually my very busy day, okay? Because I have What's Good Wednesdays, and then I have my live earlier during the day, and then I have all the work that I have to do for my Patreon and my private memberships and stuff, and my own, personal business, right? And I got so much accomplished yesterday that I finished my work for the week. Okay, and all my like element readings for the next month are already done, right? So it feels like I didn't even realize it, right? So when I got off the live last night, so I did the live in the afternoon, right? And I was telling you guys like, all right, I gotta go because I need to cook dinner so I can come back on. Well, not only I did that, and not only I went to the post office, sent out some shipments, did all of that. What's good, Cheryl? Physically a bit tired, but that's probably due to the cleanse I'm doing energetically. Yes. So I did all of that. I cooked dinner. What's good, Empress? Crystal Jade, right? So I cooked dinner, came back on, did the live, did 5 loads of laundry, folded everything, put it away. Like I've been going, and I don't feel tired. Right? And you know how I tell you guys, I'm always going to be like a week or two ahead with the frequency. Okay? Because that's what, the high priestesses do, right? So this is what you have to expect. Okay? That you're going to feel very empowered. When you need breaks, when you feel tired, take them. But I feel like you're gonna see when you like when I sat down last night, I was like, yo, I did everything. Like there's nothing left to do. The house is clean, right? So it's gonna be like that. Okay? And you're gonna feel like unstoppable. I'm hearing that song. I don't know who's singing. I'm unstoppable, right? So that's what's happening right now. Okay? I also feel because I'm noticing this because I observe a lot of people around me, and I also am very mindful of their signs so that I can monitor how other signs or other elements are doing, right? I'm noticing first off that a lot of the masculines are coming into Bicea. Okay. So I'm learning, observing, right? A lot of these masculines, they were slower to make decisions than us, right? A lot of these masculines are also feeling empowered. They may not be sharing their decisions yet, but they've made them, okay? They're starting to feel comfortable with the choices. So a lot of yous are going to be noticing the confidence level is going up in these masculines, right? I also feel like there's a lot of unions that are coming together. All right. So what I mean by that is like, let's say you were dating somebody, you just started dating somebody, and there's a like good chemistry, the person has themselves together, but they haven't really like made their intentions known. Expect that soon. Expect that soon, especially like by October 23rd, because Saturn comes out of retrograde, right? Now, long-term relationships that haven't been working, and that no matter what people are doing, it doesn't seem to be writing. This could be the universe shaking free the blockages. Okay, so even though it may be painful, release outcomes. Okay, because I feel like part of what's happening is that I have a girlfriend of mine, right? She's been married for like 20 years, and she's been having some difficulties, right, for a little bit of time. But you know what? It's actually clearing up. Okay, so some people who've been in long-term relationships that have been struggling, they're gonna see that it's coming into fruition, and other situations that are just, you know, blockages, they're gonna be knocked out. Why? Because the Lion's Gate is coming, and you have to go towards your new beginning. Okay, so the resistance of not letting go of something that you know is not working is quite likely to give you some form of karma come the end of October, when Saturn in goes direct. Okay, so this is why I've been saying, like, don't hold on, you know, just feel the positivity and the energy, envision what you want, envision, you know, the life that you want to come into manifestation before you go to sleep and in the morning, and let spirit do the rest. Okay, do the right thing. Okay, and by doing that, you'll be rewarded. Those are people that refuse to like, they want to hold on so strongly because they feel like they know what is best. That's where you get into a little bit of funky energy, because you, even if what you're envisioning, right? Even if what you're envisioning is something positive, this season is really about allowing spirit to go ahead for you. Surrounded, I literally, yes. So, you know, we have to try to have faith. This is very much faith based, and not in like faith based, like, you know, I'm gonna hit the lotto, right? Even though you could, right? But if you set all your hopes and dreams on a particular outcome, that's where disappointment comes in, right? Just envision positivity, good energy, good vibes, happiness, the frequency of joy, the frequency of authenticity, the frequency of wholeness, and you will see that what you're trying to bring in is coming in. It may look slightly different than how you envisioned it, but that's because spirit is always improving what we're asking for. What's good, Trisha? Okay? So, you know, I'm really curious. Like, what do you feel this season is about for you? What do you see is starting to change? Sorry, there's trucks passing by. You know, because I feel like June for me was a lot about trying to give people grace, self-expression. See, that's beautiful. Throat chakra energy, right? Giving people grace to make their own decisions. Leadership, love that. Stepping into leadership and open to love. Exactly, right? So we don't have to name what the leadership role is going to be or who the love is going to be. We just have to invite the frequency of leadership, invite the frequency of love, and that's how we get it. Okay, okay. So yes, you know, and allow yourself the grace to heal. If you've got something going on that is you know, a challenge, you know, I saw a TikToker. I wish I knew her name. I don't, because I, you know, I forgot to follow her. But she was saying this little tune, and maybe one of yous have seen it, and you can you know, name her, right? But this was her TikTok. So she's a cancer survivor, right? And they were giving her like a very negative outcome as to what it was going to happen. And she was doing the medical treatment, but she decided to have a holistic backup plan. And it wasn't just like herbs and that. No, she took a manifestation route. So she did do the treatment, but in conjunction. Yes, yes, that's exactly what we have to do, Crystal. So this is what she made a jingle, and it's funny that she chose a jingle because I feel like, music or song has a vibration, right? So she made herself a jingle. And I might be chopping it up a little bit, okay? But this was the jingle basically. I am happy, I'm so happy, every little cell in my body is well, right? I'm so happy, 'cause every little cell in my body is well, right? And then she was like, I'm so happy, right? So she went back to the doctor and the cancer's gone. Now, I'm not saying that the medical treatment didn't help, but what I'm saying is that that frequency of believing that she could heal her own body, understand that we're supposed to be able to heal ourselves, okay? I love cooking. It does make me happy to cook. But I feel like we have the ability to mind over matter, okay? But we have to build the muscle to do it. Like, you might have done this in some way in a one-off, like, oh, I hope today something goes good for me, right? And then it works out in that 1 second, but you don't apply it to everything, right? So what she was doing was she was testing herself, her ability to cure the cells in her body. And when I saw the TikTok, I knew it was true because you guys know I'm a Reiki master, right? And one of the things that Reiki has opened for me is that when I meditate, I can actually envision the cells in my body. So as soon as I heard that, I was like, I'm starting to sing that shit because I'm going to heal my body from the inside out. How about that? Okay, so this is like, Spirit wants you to believe, okay, that you have more power, to open yourself to the limitless possibilities of your power. And this is why Spirit is saying no more limiting beliefs. That's what people don't talk about. We need to build up that muscle. Yes. Okay. So this is very, very much about, it's like when you do a ritual, right? You do a ritual and maybe it works one time, right? But you have to back up your frequency. The more you put the intention, the stronger it becomes reflexive, right? So let's say if you're doing protection work, right? And you have a system where maybe every 2 weeks you do protection work. After a while, not only does it become reflexive, but your bubble around you is very secure because you're building that relationship with Spirit, right? And they already know how you move. They already know that this, you didn't just ask right now, like you're always on it, right? So they're always going to be on it, right? So we, call in what it is you want. I'm so happy, I'm so happy, right? I have started singing that little song, when I'm not doing nothing, when I'm putting on my makeup, and if I'm in the shower, of course with other affirmations. But what I'm saying to you is start testing the strength of your abilities. Stop limiting what you think you can do by what you were taught, right? So let's say you were raised heavily Christian like I was, right? You might believe like, oh, I can't do something. Yes, please like and share. You might believe like, oh, well, the only way I can heal something that the doctors are saying I can't is if I pray to God. And I'm not saying don't pray to God. I'm saying you can also, believe in yourself that, there are no limits to the greatness that you can achieve. This is Leo season. Okay? So I feel like that's what Spirit is saying, that they want us to shift the way we think, right? And remember that the TikTok was saying, like, bitch, you think small. Stop thinking small. Like, you need to think big, bitch. Right? And that really made me laugh, but it really, made me think, like, that's part of what's been holding us back this time, okay? Even, we do a lot of readings over here about the patriarchy and the system, right? Y'all know I'm always fighting for the underdog. And I feel like even that, why? Because we've been in this patriarchy, okay? There's been slavery and all types of, holding back of women's rights, right? But we have to shift to say, just because that's how it's always been doesn't mean that we can't affect change now. Like, we need to shift away from the limiting beliefs, okay? We need to change the way we what we think we can achieve. Like, who said that that's all that we could achieve? Who said that we can't heal ourselves? Who said that we can't change our frequency and be happy? Like, who said that? You feel me? Like, who said that? Is that something that is playing back here? Because, tell them to knock it the fuck off. Knock it the fuck off. Okay? Because I'm the master of my frequency. And I'm not going to limit what I can do or what I believe I can do. Just, it's like, okay. Trying to think of a good example. Let's say I have a niece, okay? She is like 5'1", 5'2". She is in the 8th grade, right? She just finished her 8th grade. She's been playing basketball since probably the 2nd or the 3rd grade. Now, she's nice as fuck, okay? She's nice as fuck, all right? But she's short, right? Well, guess what? She's going to be starting varsity with her high school team, okay? Starting position, varsity's for seniors. That's how nice she is, okay? A lot of people will tell you, oh, well, you can't be a model because your hips are too big. Or you can't be a basketball player because you're too short. Or you can't be, you name it, right? Stop letting other people define what your greatness is going to be. Stop letting even your subconscious limit what like, we need to think outside the box. Like, nobody gets the right to say this is all that I can do. Maybe that's all that you can do. Maybe that's why you believe that, because there's something that you wanted that you didn't trust yourself to go after, and that's why you don't have it, right? So another example of this, right? Let's say you're 35 and you finished high school, but you had several children, and you were always really good, at legal things, right? But you didn't go to law school because you had all these kids, and, it just wasn't enough time in the day, right? And then you go home for a holiday, Easter, Thanksgiving, whatever, and you're like, you know what? And you make an announcement to your family. I've decided I'm going back to college. I want to be a lawyer. Right? And the whole family is looking at you like you got, horns growing out of your forehead, right? Like, it's way too late for you to do that shit. You can't be a lawyer now. Like, you didn't even go to fucking college. Like, that's 8 years. What's good, the goods, right? That's because they don't believe they can do it. Don't even be mad at that person. Don't even be mad, right? We should kind of feel sorry for them that they don't feel that they don't believe in themselves, that they don't believe that they have the power to change their reality. But as for me, I won't let anybody determine what my outcome is going to be. That's between me and spirit. That's between me and spirit. And even sometimes your ancestors, they might have had situations that they didn't overcome. So sometimes we have an ancestor that might feel like, oh, well, you know what? We tried that for generations, right? I want to be a yoga teacher. Apparently, I'm wasting my time. Right, but you never know, right? Maybe that's your fucking calling, okay? So this is what I'm saying, like, and even with an ancestor, as you push, right? Good. Finish up that degree. As you push forward, even an ancestor who might be like, wow, I didn't even know that was possible. But you know what? I'm starting to believe in how powerful you are. Maybe you're the generational curse breaker. Okay? So, exactly. And you passed the first try. Let me tell you something. I got another girlfriend who's 42. She just graduated and went back to school and graduated and got her bachelor's. Like, why can't we do it? And you know what? Now her two sons, who are like 17 and 16, they're older now. So in their mind, they're gonna remember that proud moment of seeing their mother graduate and get her bachelor's degrees. That's also motivation for them. So sometimes there's reason why we do things at a different time. Some of us in our chart, it basically says that you're gonna prosper. Like I have a chart like that because Saturn's in my first house, right? So this denotes me to have a hard time when I'm younger, but as I get older, I step into my own, okay? And I become the master of my frequency, and this is when things start taking off, right? So sometimes we have things in our chart that delay that greatness because there's other experiences that we have to have or other things that we need to conquer. So don't, yesterday was yesterday. Okay? Exactly. So maybe you're a healer in some way and you just have to find your lane, right? And we can't, people, this isn't something where you should be allowing somebody to tell you about your destiny. Okay? Like that's, listen, yes, I have a cup on my desk filled with water every day when I read the cards, right? And yesterday when I sat down, I saw a fly was dead in the water. And, I often look at flies as spies, okay? Just so you know, right? They're spies, right? And I'm like, look at the spy was so busy about what I was doing that they actually drowned. Okay, because you try to be so much in my energy that you drowned in that shit, right? Because sometimes people are so concerned about what you're doing, they're not minding, their situation. So ignore the naysayers. They have no relevance right now. The limits to what you achieve are only in what you believe. Okay, it's in the 10th house of Aquarius. Okay, so I feel like Aquarius is the house of networking. It's the house of innovation. It's the house of the zodiac. It's also the house of breaking free, right? So and not thinking, not thinking inside the box, right? You got to think outside of the box, right? So this is telling me that most likely in your case, I would have to see the rest of the chart, but in your case, it's one of those things where you find your success by breaking away from the herd. That you may meet a lot of people in your life, but you're not supposed to follow their paths. You're supposed to go your own direction. And through that, and through all the connections and the people that you've met in your life, you find a very innovative way that actually pushes you forward, right? So we have to understand that, you know, sometimes the delays that we have is part of the overall plan. Okay, like for me, I know that I had to, with Saturn in my first house, right, there was a lot of karmic things, right, karmic towards myself, maybe past lives and such, but also that I had to get past what other people see about me and be like powerful in my own right, like believe that I could do something, right? And through that, that's the only way that I'll succeed. Whereas if I'm always trying to appease other people, that's where it's going to cause me problems. So it took me a long time. I probably was like 28 when I realized, and you know, it's funny because I was, you know, getting close to my Saturn return, right? So, you know, because Saturn return is around 30, right? And that's when I started to break free. And let me tell you something, from when the time I was born till the end of my Saturn return, that shit was hard. Okay? Yeah, that shit was really hard. Okay? So, but after that, even though there were many things that happened, like my husband passed after my Saturn return, but I noticed that I was more capable at conquering, right? And I was always a fighter and a warrior spirit, you know, like seriously. But I used it in a very negative way when I was younger. It was more reactive, right? And after my Saturn return, I started to be able to use it to empower me to push self, the first house, forward, right? So this is what I'm saying, okay? This is what I'm saying. There's an aspect of your chart. What's good, L Cube? There's an aspect of your chart that falls in there that has to do, it has clues with how you will break from the matrix, right? But it's also can't have those limiting beliefs. And I feel like that's what Spirit wanted to talk about, okay? That the limiting beliefs are over. If you hold on to them, then you're choosing to stay in this matrix. Okay? You're choosing to say the boundaries, the boundaries that somebody else set for me are the limits that I can achieve. Do you believe that? Because I don't believe that. Okay? And I don't want you to believe that either. I want you to start using your reflexive muscle. Okay? Where attention goes, energy flows. Exactly. Start using your spiritual muscle to test, you know, your strength, your power. Okay? You know, like I said, I'm so happy, I'm so happy. Every little cell in my body is well, right? Let's start putting some of that into practice, okay? Path leading to the mountain, yeah. And this is, you know, start envisioning what you can do. Welcome to the matrix. But there's two paths. Exactly. So you got to choose. Which is it going to be? You staying in the matrix? You going to keep letting people tell you what the fuck is possible in your life? Or you going to choose the other one? The unknown, the path less traveled. I'm for it. I'm ready. Okay? Because I feel like I was created for this. And so were you. We chose this time, right, to be limitless beings. So what are you gonna create with this frequency? What are you bringing into your reality? Because the truth is, you can bring positivity into your reality, or you can limit what this next chapter is going to be. Okay? So Spirit is encouraging us. Knock it the fuck off, right? I told you the TikTok was like, bitch, you thinking small. When you need to be thinking big, bitch, you thinking small, right? We're going to stop thinking small. We're going to stop thinking small, right? And we're going to trust that all the work that we put in was for right now. That the sky is the limit, right? What was it? Is it what's his fucking name? Spirit, give it back. Take it to the limit. Who sang that? Is that Rick Ross? Right? Take it to the limit, right? That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna push past that shit, right? The only glass ceiling is the one that you created with your mind. If you are the all, right? If you can if you have a partnership with Spirit, what's good, Leah Lou? And you can create and manifest the life that you want. And if this is all you created this, then that also means that you can create the next chapter. You understand? Okay? We need to believe in our power. Now that we've learned so much about this journey, about this shadow work, right? We need to believe that we can do it, right? And maybe, you know, since the beginning of coronavirus, it was this wide cracking open of like a lot of knowledge, right? And now it's time to implement all that we learn. Believe in yourself, because if you don't, who will? All right? So I'm gonna skate. I might come back on later. Okay? Yes. Push it to the limit, right? Okay? So I feel like I might come back on, and I don't know if it's going to be cards. Spirit is really like pushing me today to like just share my thoughts. So we might be back on this evening having another chat. We'll see how it goes. All right. But I wanted to give you that part. Okay. That you shouldn't limit or base the amount of progress that you could have in this new season by the past, by what other people have experienced, or even by what you've been taught, because we're going into a new timeline, and this is about freeing ourselves from that limiting belief and trusting that, you know, we're divine sovereign beings. Okay? Authenticity is divine. Let's get after it. Okay? Love you guys. I think I'm gonna see y'all later. All right, bye.